This is what happens when you tell your friends they can store their bikes here for the winter. I've got pretty much a KTM dealership.
Well, welcome to Dan's ADV. Out here in January, mid-January, snow on the ground in Oklahoma, which happens 2 or 3 times a year. So had some time to get out in the shop and introduce you to the KTM 300 XCW. So if you haven't watched Adam Ryman's latest video, I'll put a screen grab up here. His video talking about riding dirt bikes to get better at riding adventure bikes. He said it better than I could ever say it and demonstrated it in a really unique way. So that video is worth watching, but I couldn't agree more. Riding dirt bikes makes you a better adventure bike rider. I don't think there's any way around that. Getting those skills in really tough terrain and just getting muscle memory and instincts going on a dirt bike, it translates incredibly well to the big adventure bike. So that being said, the crew that I ride with, we've all been riding dirt bikes now and continue to do so, and sort of as a training, and it's a blast, of course, just dirt bikes in and of themselves. But I look at it as not only is it fun, but I'm getting better at motorcycling. This 300 is my first 2-stroke that I've ever owned, and it's a 2024. And it's phenomenal, the difference between it and like my 500, which was the 4-stroke. You wouldn't think it'd be that big a difference, but having no engine braking, going into corners, just letting off the throttle and not having it stop, coasting through, and then the nimbleness of the bike, the lightness, it's really profoundly different, and been a lot of fun to learn how to ride this 2-stroke and get adjusted to it. But one of the things I needed right away, I always feel like, is minimum protection parts. And so what I did is I contacted Nice CNC and I said, hey, I'd like to get some parts from you. What can you do for me? And they gave me a budget through their affiliate program. So true confessions, they did send me these parts for free, but I do like these parts. I put them on my 500, and that's why I wanted to get them for my 300. And so this video will kind of showcase the unboxing of those parts, the installation of those parts. So thanks for watching. If you like this kind of content, obviously like and subscribe is appreciated. So I have radiator guards. It's super important on these dirt bikes. These KTMs, the radiators are really exposed. So this keeps your side, more for me, it's the hits from the side when you drop your bike. The front is also important, but those side hits are crushing. And these are really nice billet aluminum. We'll see how they fit here in a second. Also, rear disc guard. Just all of the stuff that you're climbing on a dirt bike. Important to have that. And then I got a couple of levers, which I really like these levers on my 500, so I got another set of those. And I got some straps, tug straps for hard enduro type stuff. When you're pulling your bike, just to have a place to grab is kind of nice. So those were available from Nice CNC, so I grabbed them. Let's see how they fit. So radiator guards are pretty simple. All you need is an 8mm socket, and then you take off the 4 bolts. And these old plastic cheap ones should just come right off. There we go. So that's what the plastic OEM guards look like. Some dirt in there. Out while we're here. Using the original hardware, like I said, it's just 4 bolts. Should be fairly simple to just bolt these up. There you have it. Beautiful. Looks great. Super solid. And it'll take that side impact and take it off of your radiator and transfer it to the frame. Okay, for this rear guard, it looks like I'm going to have to pull the caliper and replace this. It's not actually a manual, but I bet there's a video online. Wrong socket. Dadgummit. What size is this thing? There we go. So we'll pull the rear wheel. Man, this bike is dirty. We went riding at a place called the Stillwater 500, and that red dirt just gets into everything. Okay, so this slides forward and then off. And I believe we're gonna have to replace, this is gonna go right there. So we need to pull the brake pads. Pretty simple. Oh, if you have a screwdriver. We're gonna pull these pins, which drops your pads out. So I'm gonna have to grease and clean that. You pull that pin, and then your calipers drop out. And then so does this little spring. Don't lose that. Then this thing just pushes off completely. Pull the little rubber gasket, and it just pulls out. Then you're gonna need this little part, just pulls off, and you're gonna need this pin. So this pops back into this hole. And then looks like maybe what do we got? An 11. And then you'll also need this little clip here. Okay, so that little retention clip is going to go right here where it was, the equivalent spot of where it was on the original. And then this post will thread in here. Okay. We're ready to put the brakes back on. So push this back in here. Again, that's just a sliding fit. And I'm going to go clean this because this should not be that hard. But for now, it's the way I've done it. So put your brakes in, sure your springs are in the right place. And then this is just a slot fit. One last thing, it comes with 2 brass collars, and obviously you're going to want the one that fits your axle. Job done. There's my front disc, or my rear disc guard installed. Don't forget to pump the brakes to get those back after you've done this. Okay, for this job, you need 2 10mm, and it's a super simple job. Okay, so here we have new levers, new radiator guards, and a new rear disc guard, and a new 300 XCW.